It's March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, and Julius Caesar is walking into the Senate. He's at the height of his power. He's been declared dictator perpetuo, dictator for life, and Rome is essentially his. He's reformed the calendar, distributed land to the poor, granted citizenship to conquered peoples, and turned a crumbling republic into something that actually works. Not everyone is happy about this, but Caesar figures he's made enough friends to protect him from his enemies. He's wrong. To understand why, you have to go back a few years to a man named Gaius Cassius Longinus. Cassius believes that if Caesar isn't stopped, the republic is finished. But Cassius has a problem. Nobody trusts Cassius enough to follow him. He needs someone the people respect, someone Caesar himself trusts completely. He needs Marcus Brutus. Brutus had actually fought against Caesar in the Civil War. When Caesar won, he didn't execute him, he forgave him, promoted him, treated him almost like a son. Historians still argue about why Brutus turned on the man who spared his life. Some say he genuinely believed he was saving the republic. Others say Cassius simply wore him down. Either way, the moment Brutus agrees, everything moves fast. Senator after senator joins in secret. Some convinced Caesar wants to be king outright, others just afraid of losing their own power. Within weeks, more than 60 men have agreed on one plan: kill Caesar. Inside the Senate itself, on the Ides of March, there's just one problem. Caesar almost doesn't show up. The night before, his wife Calpurnia has a nightmare that he dies covered in blood in her arms. She begs him to stay home, and at first he agrees. For a moment, the entire plot is about to collapse. That's when Decimus Brutus, a different Brutus, one of Caesar's closest friends, shows up and talks him out of it, warning that skipping the meeting will make him look weak, maybe even afraid. For a man as proud as Caesar, that's all it takes. He goes, on the way, a teacher named Artemidorus pushes through the crowd and hands him a letter with the conspirators' names written inside, begging him to read it immediately. Caesar takes it and never opens it. He also passes the soothsayer who once warned him to beware the Ides of March. The Ides of March have come, Caesar says, almost mocking it. Yes, the soothsayer replies, but they have not passed. Minutes later, Caesar takes his seat in the Senate. A senator named Tullius Cimber approaches and grabs his toga, pulling it down off his shoulder. Caesar is annoyed. This is violence, he says. Then Casca, standing behind him, pulls out a dagger and stabs him in the neck. What follows is one of the most famous murders in human history. More than 60 senators draw concealed daggers and descend on Caesar in a frenzy. They stab him 23 times. Caesar tries to fight back at first, but he's surrounded. According to some accounts, when he sees Marcus Brutus among his attackers, a man he considered almost a son, a man he had personally pardoned after the Civil War, a man he had mentored and promoted, Caesar stops resisting. The ancient sources differ on whether he actually said "et tu, Brute," or if that was Shakespeare's invention centuries later. But the look on his face when he saw Brutus was apparently enough to haunt everyone who witnessed it. Caesar collapses at the base of a statue of his old rival, Pompey. The senators stand over his body, togas soaked in blood, and congratulate themselves on saving the republic. They hadn't saved anything. The assassination plunged Rome into over a decade of civil war that killed hundreds of thousands of people and destroyed the very republic the conspirators claimed to be protecting. Brutus and Cassius were hunted down and killed. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, eventually emerged as sole ruler and became Emperor Augustus, the first Roman emperor. The conspirators murdered Caesar to prevent one-man rule and ended up guaranteeing it. Every single one of them died violently. None of them got what they wanted. Caesar had been warned not to go that day. A soothsayer told him to beware the Ides of March. His wife had nightmares about his death and begged him to stay home. A stranger literally handed him the names of his killers. He went anyway. When you think you're untouchable, warnings just sound like noise.